In a bustling town with a modest school at its heart, there lived a girl named BYY. BYY was not only the most beautiful girl in her school with her radiant smile and sparkling eyes, she was also a force to be reckoned with on the track. She was the fastest runner anyone had ever seen in the school, her legs moving like the wind itself. Radiant Secondary School, who is reputable for producing the best athletes in the state, and every year the most promising students who excel in various sports are rewarded heavily and also given good publicity for their future ambitions. And so the students of the school were not only competitive in their studies, but also in sports. Even their parents would encourage them to be athletic because of the endless opportunities that could be opened for their children. As a result, BYY was one of the shining stars in the school. Every afternoon, after school, BYY would practice on the school's dusty track, leaving her classmates in awe. She wasn't just fast, she was exceptional. It came as no surprise when she won every race in the school and was appointed to represent her school at a national competition. Her teachers, friends, and even her family celebrated her achievements. But as Bai's success spiraled up, something else began to grow. Her pride. At first it was little bragging here and there, an offhand comment about how no one could beat her or how she was the best runner the school had ever seen. But soon her pride turned into arrogance. She started dismissing her peer efforts and mocked anyone who couldn't run as fast as she could. Do you call that running? She sneered at a boy who stumbled during practice. Maybe you should stick to walking. B's teachers started receiving complaints from other students about Bai's growing distasteful attitude since her popularity grew amongst her peers, and so they contacted B's mother and relayed the incessant complaints, suggesting she talks with her daughter. Bai's mother, a wise woman who had seen the rise and fall of many talented people, became worried about the report she received. One evening, she called BYY aside and spoke gently to her. "My dear daughter," BYY, her mother began, "you're very talented, and we all proud of you, but remember, a proud heart can lead to a great fall. Humility is what keeps us grounded and respected. You should strive to keep your ego in check at all times, and always remember that gifts are given and can be taken." Ori rolled her eyes and waved her mother off. "But mother, you don't understand. I work really harder than the other students. They don't practice as much as I do, and that is why they can't compete with me. They are too weak that they can't accept criticism. Also, I don't need to be humble when everyone already knows I'm the champion." Her mother, SED, knowing BYY had to learn the lesson on her own. Bai's arrogance grew even more when she received news that she has been selected for a prestigious scholarship to study in a foreign country and run for their team. The scholarship was a dream come true, an opportunity that promised to change her life forever. But instead of gratitude, Bai's pride swelled to unbearable heights. She strutted around the school looking down on her classmates. She even resorted to subtle bullying by intentionally causing her peers to fall on the tracks during their sports practice. "You really should not be running if you have such weak legs," she said one day, smirking at her classmate who suffered a fall and sprained her ankle. "Stop trying so hard," she said as she walked past her while the other students watched in shock. Her words stung and her classmates began to avoid her, but Bai didn't care. In her mind, she was untouchable. One faithful day, the organizers of the scholarship program decided to visit the school. They wanted to meet the selected recipients and ensure they were not only talented, but also deserving of such a reward. Arriving quietly, they walked through the school unnoticed, listening to conversations and observing the students. It wasn't long before they overheard a group of students speaking bitterly about BYY. "She's so full of herself," one girl said. "She thinks she's better than everyone else just because she's a good sprinter, and the way she talks down to people and even bullies her classmates, it's like she forgets we are humans too," another student added. The representatives were troubled by what they heard. They decided to observe BYY closely, hiding their identities as they mingled with the student ST, and what they saw shocked them. They saw BYY mock a younger students for making a mistake during practice. They saw her snatch a snack from another girl, laughing as she told her, "You can't run faster if you keep eating this." They even heard her boast loudly about how she was the only one in the school worth recognizing. The school scholarship Representatives sighed in disbelief and left the school. When the day of the scholarship awarding ceremony arrived, BYY was beaming with confidence. She walked into the school hall with her head held high, setting that the spotlight would be hers. But when her name was called, it wasn't to celebrate her achievements. One of the teachers stepped forward and addressed the crowd. "We came here to honor a talented student," the woman began. "But talent without character is like a tree without roots. It cannot stand." The hall fell silent, and the representative turned to BYY. "We have observed your behavior, BYY, and we are truly disappointed. A true champion uplifts others, shows kindness, and carries humility in their heart. You unfortunately have shown none of these qualities." Bai's heart sank as she looked on in shock. "Because of this," the man continued, "we have decided to revoke your scholarship. It will instead be given to a student who embodies not just talent, but also respect and humility." Gasps filled the room as Busy's classmates exchanged glances. BYY, humiliated and heartbroken, got up from her seat and ran out of the hall in tears. That evening, as she sat on her bed, her mother by her side, "Mama," Bai sobbed, "I have ruined everything. I let my pride get the best of me. Now I've lost the scholarship, and everyone hates me." Her mother hugged her tightly. "My dear, this is a hard lesson, but an important one. Through greatness isn't just about being the best, it's about lifting others, showing kindness, and staying humble no matter how high you rise. Don't worry, my dear daughter, if you decide to turn a new LF today, I am sure more opportunities would come your way." From that day forward, BYY made a resolution to change. She began apologizing to her classmates she had hurt, working to rebuild the relationships she had broken. She volunteered to help younger runners improve their skills and cheered on her peers during competitions. And though the loss of the scholarship stung, BYY discovered something far more valuable: the respect and love of those around her. Over time, she became not just a fast runner, but a true champion in every sense of the word. BYY learned that humility, kindness, and character are the true marks of greatness. This is the end of my story.